For leaving Cert Geography, it's important that you do a case study on economic, political and cultural interaction between two regions. And in this case, I'm going to teach you about the interaction between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. If you're using the Planet and People book, it's on page 437. There's a very complex relationship between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. Obviously, Northern Ireland being part of Great Britain or the UK. And there has been years of problems and restrictions on trades. And there was a border post there until actually 1998. The Good Friday Agreement got rid of that border control. Before 1998, this is what you saw when you drove up from Dublin heading up towards Belfast. This was the hard border, and the lads were there with their guns, and it was quite intimidating. And this was the control to control the flow of people and goods between the north and the south. The Good Friday Agreement, which is also known as the Belfast Agreement, was signed in 1998, obviously on Good Friday, and consisted of two closely related agreements, the British-Irish Agreement and the Multi-Party Agreement. And this led to new institutions like the Northern Ireland Assembly being created, and the North-South Ministerial Council and the British-Irish Council. And there were referenda held in Ireland and Northern Ireland in 1998, and they were asked to approve the multi-party agreement, and in the South they were asked to vote for certain constitutional changes as well in the British-Irish Agreement. As a result, since 1998, this is what you see now when you're heading up to Northern Ireland from Dublin, and or from the south, should I say. And this is an abandoned customs area. Since then, many Irish people tend to go up north to do shopping at certain times of year, especially around Christmas time, to do their Christmas shopping, feeling that they can get extra value for money or have a wider variety of products and goods up north. Tourism is also another important economic activity linking Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. For example, in 2015, tourists from the north made 1.7 million trips to Southern Ireland, and this generated 335 million for the Republic of Ireland's economy. And there's a nice table there, figure 11, on page 438 of Planet and People textbook, giving you some information about visitors from Northern Ireland, numbers, revenue and locations visited. So economically, since 1973 and even more so since 1998, there's been great benefits between Republic of Ireland and Great Britain. And this statistic graph shows you that the ROI bought £2.7 billion sterling pounds worth of goods from the UK in 2016. Politically, there's been a tricky relationship between the north and the south of Ireland. A few reasons for this. First of all, our second article in our constitution, which is our book of laws, said that we had jurisdiction over the whole island. And secondly, we've had 30 years of sectarian conflicts between Catholics and Protestants in the north. And because the British planters that came over during the Ulster plantations were Protestant, Protestantism has been associated with loyalism. And scenes like this painted on gable ends of buildings are quite common in the loyalist Protestant areas. Likewise, Catholicism is linked to republicanism in the north as well, and images like these are frequently seen on buildings, especially in areas in Belfast. This is Stormont. This is where the Northern Ireland executive meets. I suppose the executive is kind of like the cabinet, and they sit at these Parliament buildings in Stormont in Belfast, and they have the authority to legislate on a wide range of areas in Northern Ireland. Socially and culturally, the interaction between North and South is improving all the time. As you can see here in your book, page 439, there's lots of organisations and events operating on all Ireland basis, not just Republic of Ireland, like Flaghole, GA, Cultus Cultorier, and that's the music group, and the Scouts as well. Boxing and rugby clubs operate across all 32 counties as well, and both sports have a mix of unionist and nationalist members. There's a lack of interaction between nationalist and unionist groups within some sports though, like GA for example traditionally had a strong nationalist membership, and it was only recently when the Northern Ireland security forces were stopped being excluded from membership of GA. Education is another area where cultural interaction between the two groups is minimal, and actually there were separate Protestant and Catholic schools in Northern Ireland in the 70s and 80s, and I think there actually still are today. Other organisations like President's Award or Gashka Award is cross-border as well, and cross-border initiative has been developed by the Northern Ireland Department for Regional Development and the Republic's Department of Transport, Tourism and Sport. And finally, the European Union have created a programme called Interreg. And Interreg is a programme designed to help border regions all across the 27 member states of Europe, of the European Union. And it's to try and help them foster better communication and cooperation. There's a website here that is interregeurope.eu, and that will give you more information. It's funded by the ERDF. So about €13 billion has come from the ERDF since they started Interreg. And they invest in local businesses as well in border regions. And they try and help focus on trade between areas like North and South of Ireland. And they try to expand that trade and develop local industry and investment. And finally, Northern Ireland now has a similar corporation tax to the Republic, like 12.5%, and this really does attract foreign direct investment to both regions. Obviously our skilled workforce as well, and our greenfield sites and so on also attracts FDI by MNCs, but the low corporation tax is a big pull factor. So overall, they are your social, political, cultural and economic factors that affect the interaction between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Thank you.